I got up to like rank 6, I think. So got pretty high, top like 10% of players. Although there's been a bunch of new cards come out since, so my deck's kind of out of date. My deck is kind of out of date. We don't want that because it's too early. The other 2 cards are good though. That's a really good starting hand because that gives us creatures we can play on turns 1, 2, and 3. Plus we got whatever we draw. We could do with some direct damage spells coming out. Like that's a handy one. That polymorph from the Babbling Book is really nice because Hunter tends to have, or Hunter's got a couple of creatures which have nasty effects when they die. Their death rattles are really bad. But we might be able to get around this. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's a 1/2. So what we can do here is if we play this chick, and then we'll do this, and okay, it didn't survive. If it did survive, we could have killed it with the Babbling Book. Next turn, unless he kills what's she called? The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay, that's not too bad. Well, it's got a nice battle cry like the Babbling Book. It adds a random beast to your hand. So this thing is completely useless this early in the game. What we're going to do here is we're going to play this for tempo. It allows us to clear a minion off the board. Just listen to you talk so much. Mine hurt. We're going to Babbling Book to clear this. So our goal here as a mage deck is basically to try and keep minion advantage on the board because with a combination of spells and our own minions, and just slowly but surely deal damage to his face until we get him to about 15 health or so, and then we want to start basically doing spell damage to his face because like Pyroblast here does 10 damage. If we can get him under 10 health, we can potentially just kill him outright by Pyroblasting him in the face late game. So we got him down to 19. We're already in a pretty good state here. If we can deal another 9 damage in the next 6 turns, which is pretty likely, we've got a good chance of being able to Pyroblast him on turn 10. Maybe even earlier. Okay, so this we have to consider here. So we got this polymorph for free, so we have 2 more polymorphs in the deck that we can use. If we can either kill this creature, which will summon 2 1/1 spiders, or we could polymorph it and then kill it, and it won't summon any additional spiders. It just means we're using this spell. But I think we're going to do this. Gabriel's pulling on the mouse. We're going to do this because doing this again, it allows us to keep this minion advantage on the board. We would have had to trade in our Sorcerer's Apprentice to clear that, then to clear the 3/3, and then it would have left the 2 1/1s on the board, which would have meant trading our guys in. So he's going to play minions here because he's going to hope that they so he's going to summon 2. Okay, so that's not... I mean, that's bad, but it could be worse. Okay, so... what we're going to do here is, first thing, we're going to Arcane Intellect, because that's going to draw us some cards. Okay. We are going to Arcane Missiles. We want to save the Frostbolt, because it's better to stall out. Good. Yeah, so we Arcane Missiles. It hits random enemies that are alive, the hero and any minions that are in play. But if we got lucky like that, where we got at least 1 onto the minion, we could either use our Fire Blast to kill the minion if it only took 1 damage. Okay, so there's another infested wolf. So, and he's going to adapt that. Is he going to stealth it? So we absolutely do not want to kill... oh, yes. So now, he adapted it to give it an additional death rattle. When that died, it was going to summon 4 1/1s. Now it summons 0. We actually, I actually should have frostbolted this minion then, but it's not. I'm not too worried. We're still in a pretty good state here. We're only 3 turns away from being able to just Pyroblast him in the face. We've got these Arcane Giants in hand, which every spell we cast lowers their summoning cost. So they currently cost 7. We're going to have 8 mana next turn, which means we could Frostbolt and play an Arcane Giant next turn. So we're actually in a really good state here, because when we've got an Arcane Giant on the board, he's basically forced to kill it immediately. If he doesn't, it's going to do 8 damage to his face next turn. He really can't afford that when he's got 12 health left. Yeah, we're in a good state to win here. Unless he plays something big here that we have to deal with. So control these 2 of the minions, adapt. Okay, so we're gonna have to kill this thing, because this thing can attack twice a turn. He's dealing a decent amount of damage to our face, but let's do this. 6, 8. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's force him to try and deal with it. He's either going to put a lot of effort into killing it, because it's such a big creature, or if he leaves it alive, I get to deal 8 damage to his face, and I've got a fireball in my hand, and he loses next turn. So he has to clear that, or we win. Or he has to kill us, which is actually potentially possible here. 4, 4, 3. Oh, he's going to trade that in as well. Oh, he's going to trade that in. That is now an 8/5. So what we're going to do here is we're going to Firelance Portal. So we didn't get quite enough damage. If that minion survives, we can win. We've got 16 damage. If that minion doesn't survive, it's going to take us 2 turns. Okay, so the minion can't attack that. So let's do this. Let's Babbling Book. Give us a fireball. No, that's unfortunate. What do we do here? So I can kill the Lich King. Let's do that. Let's kill the Lich King. Let's ping him in the face. Let's do this. If he doesn't kill us this turn, or if he doesn't heal at least 4 damage, we win because we Pyroblast him in the face. But let's see. I'd be very surprised. It looks like we have an it looks like we have an empty board. He's probably thinking he's got time here. With only 7 health left, we can't get. Oh, I mean, we could kill him with a fireball, pyroblast actually, but not pyroblast. Oh yeah, we win. My magic will tear you apart. Victory. And that's how we win. And that's basically how we win with this deck. We just keep control of the board the whole time, and then once we get late enough in the game, we just rely on our big spells to finish him, which is exactly what we had the ability to do there. If we wouldn't have had that big spell in our hand, things might have got a little hairier, but we also would have played a little differently, because we were playing around the fact that we knew we only had to do 10 damage onto, or we knew we only had to get him to 10 health or less to be able to win.